still morning. It's still November 5, 2021, but it's 11:09 a.m. We're going down US 41, heading into Chicago. I'm not using the headphones because I'm recharging the phone. So I got to raise my voice a little bit. Probably not going to say too much. Haven't got much to say. I haven't been down this highway for a while. But you ought to know that this route, South 41, is a route that a lot of truckers use to avoid the tolls. So it's a bit of a different route. I don't need to avoid the tolls. It's just where the Garmin decided to take me. Whenever I want to cross into Canada, Garmin always wants me to go through the Windsor Tunnel. And I don't want to go through the Windsor Tunnel. I want to go through Ambassador Bridge. That engine's blown. Did you see all the blue dust coming out of it? The only downside of this is you got to speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. But other than that, it's not a bad route. We have a full tank. We've got a full tank of diesel exhaust fluid. I weighed out my load. I'm well within the legal parameters. Except I must have spent about 25 bucks at the Flying J. 25 bucks that I didn't really need to spend. I just did it out of convenience. Because I stopped in back there for a shower. my rookie years coming down this way. Even though it says 14.2 and I have clearance at 13.6, I still got scared. It's like, oh Lord, here we go. Lord have mercy. That is a satellite message alert. It's funny, I just did a distracted driving training course, and apparently we're not allowed to check our messages because that would be distracted driving, and yet the company is sending us messages. Well, I can't hear the damn thing anyways the way it talks. They say you could play it while you're driving, but that would be distracted driving. You can't drink water unless you pull over to the side of the road and have a sip and then carry on again. You definitely can't look at your phone. Seems a bit silly. When I started out on this leg of the trip, I was pretty tired. I was pretty stressed out. I noticed that my dispatcher was trying to get a hold of me over the weekend. I had already booked off the time. We made a plan. I'd be back in on Wednesday morning. So I was planning on celebrating Halloween. And Halloween night and the day after Halloween, we were watching Halloween movies. So I noticed that people were trying to call and text, so I turned my phone off so I could watch movies and do things uninterrupted in peace. And apparently during that time, my dispatch was trying to get a hold of me. One, they wanted me to come in early. Two, they wanted to verify that I'd be in on Wednesday morning. I don't know why you have to fucking verify that shit. We already said you would. But I got 11 telephone messages and 9 emails. I didn't get them until Wednesday morning. I turned my phone off. I didn't turn it back on. Well, if that's not workplace harassment, I don't know what is. We talked it out. It turns out they were just worried about me, they said. I don't really buy it. It's not like we're friends and family over here, you know. This is a professional relationship. It's work. It's employment. Well, I called the labor board to find out, you know, what would be considered reasonable in terms of contacting you to come in for work and to verify that you're coming back. And well, they weren't very helpful. They just gave me a copy of the regulation that says you're allowed a day off. For every 1 week that you work, you get 1 day off. Anything over and above that, now it doesn't say that, but the precedent is that 1 day is the minimum. If the employer wants to give you more than that, they got to give you more because they agreed to it. Anyways, when you get that many phone calls and emails, it's kind of shocking to see. You wonder what's the big deal here? What's the emergency? This looks like an emergency. Not even my own kids call me that often. Unless it's an emergency. Somebody's dead. That kind of stressed me out, and I was kind of pissed off, and I told them that. I sent them an email like, you want to put that stuff in writing so that it's documented. And then we had a telephone chat later. Like I said, this company has more things good about it than there are bad, but the bad ones are pretty fucking bad. Like in that safety training video, they're talking about personal issues while driving can be a distraction. Well, work issues while driving can be a fucking distraction. Another distraction is the stupid company took the sensor out of this truck that regulates the diesel exhaust fluid gauge and other things, and so the satellite is hooked up to the truck computer, and it's giving me warnings left, right, and center telling me that if I operate this truck without a sensor, I'm violating the hours of service. And I was listening to Road Dogg, and they were talking about how there's a problem with the DEF system because one of the remedies to fix it is to take the sensor out, and if you do that, it's a violation of the hours of service. But everybody's doing it. And all these truckers are driving around with these sensors, which is bad because if you get into an accident, or if you get inspected, you're in violation. Not the company, you the driver.
Keep left on Skokie Highway.
So I had to phone the company and I had to tell them, listen, I'm getting this message. I selected OK because I'm assuming at some point you're going to fix this problem so that I'm not in violation. Because if I have to refuse to drive this truck, I'm going to refuse to drive this truck. So now I'm bringing this truck in to get repaired. They're probably pissed off at me for doing this.
Be in either of the two left lanes.
Because this is an expense that they don't want to make. But I don't want that expense put on me.
Continue on Skokie Highway.
Because I'm the one that's going to be in violation. So that's a workplace distraction. Another distraction is I got to go to the shop, which is where my main concern of harassment is. And I got to talk to the guy who fucking harasses me. Now, normally in the old days, we could solve this issue no problem. We just go out back, we duke it out, fucking straighten the guy out, and he never bugs me again. You can't do that anymore. I'd love to do that. Well, my ego would love it. Because when you're dealing with somebody who's harassing you, it's not about you, it's about them. And they're the ones with the ego problem. Now I gotta go in there, and it's very generous of me to tolerate the harassment when I really don't have to, and I really shouldn't have to. But we'll see. Like this. All the companies out there are like this. I don't even know if there is one that is less like this than others, but I'm sure there are less problematic companies. You know, some people say, man, I don't want to own a truck. I don't need those kinds of headaches. I don't need those kinds of expenses. You know what? When you're a company driver, these are the kind of headaches you still got to put up with. Man, if I could get the funds and own my own truck, I'd rather do that. Apparently, I'm not allowed to be making videos and talking, because that's distracted driving. Apparently we're supposed to just sit here and say nothing and think nothing and just watch the road. We're not allowed to reach for anything. We're not allowed to drink anything. We're not allowed to eat anything. We can't listen to music. We can't fiddle with the radio. We can't text and drive. We can't do anything. We just have to sit here and drive. that would eliminate 95% of the drivers out there. Maybe there's about 1% out of the 100% of drivers out there that can actually do that. But I doubt it. I doubt there's even 1%. I doubt there's even 1% out of 1% out of 1% that can do that. According to the safety training I just did, that's what we're supposed to do. Apparently that's the most reasonable thing that we can do as professional drivers. Don't even think about nothing. Don't think about work. Don't think about nothing. Don't look down at your dashboard even. Just drive. That's literally what that training said. So this is trucking. This is how it is, trucking. I mean, I talked to you about the dignity of trucking. I haven't uploaded those videos yet. But I will. You know, but I'll just sort of recap right now. You go into these truck stops, rest areas. Sometimes they take pretty good care of them. There's somebody there cleaning and disinfecting, sanitizing. But sometimes you get these truckers that come in there and they don't know how to aim their asshole into the toilet, and they shit up all alongside the wall. Some of them can't aim into the urinal and they piss all over the floor. These are all kinds of truckers. I'm not picking on any particular group, but some of them would identify as Christians and some would identify as Muslims. But it doesn't matter. They're all doing it. They don't even want to flush the toilet. Like they can't be bothered. It's worse in Canada. I'm going to get over in the slow lane here. But you know, in a global pandemic, some of these religious people, they don't use toilet paper. They use a water bottle as a bidet. You know what a bidet is? It's when you wipe your ass with water. You use water to clean your ass after a shit. Well, some of these guys, they bring a bottle of water, a Pepsi bottle or something, and they splash their ass with it, and they use their left hand to wipe their ass. I know it sounds gross, but apparently this is a part of their religion. And then they just leave the water bottle there, and they leave a big mess, a spill of water, shit water, spilled all over the toilet seat. They don't even wipe it down. They don't clean up after themselves. They've honored their traditional belief system with God and themselves, but they haven't shown any respect to other human beings. They've shown no dignity to other human beings. This is trucking, bros. You want to be a trucker? This is what it's like. This is the shit you gotta put up with. We must be getting closer to Chicago. Traffic's picking up. Well, in a pandemic, and it's getting worse. We're in the fourth wave. Nobody's wearing masks anywhere in North America. There's no masks. Sometimes I think I'm the only one. They're coughing and sneezing at truck stops and rest areas. They're not even washing their hands after they've wiped their asses, pissed all over their fingers. They don't even wash their hands. And if they got the virus, it's going to be in your feces and in your urine. It's going to be in all of those droplets when you sneeze and cough. So this is what it's like to truck during a pandemic. I've decided I'm not even going to go in anymore. If I can help it, I won't go in. What do I do in the meantime, you wonder? It's easy enough to pull over the side of the road and urinate on the ground if you're a guy. It's not so easy if you're a woman. I guess I shouldn't really be using those gender terms anymore. If you have a penis, probably stand up. If you have a vagina, probably have to squat. Well, I haven't uploaded the video yet, but I was suggesting truckers get their own little toilets. You can travel with them. You gotta handle your own feces and your own urine. But if you have the guts to handle a pet and pick up after that, you could probably handle your own feces and urine. There's a porta potty available on Amazon or at Walmart. It's not good for anybody that's over 200 pounds because you'll probably break it. But there are porta potties that handle bigger people. And you use a plastic bag and kitty litter. Maybe some wood chips. You know these flyers you get in the mail? You could use that. And then you use a plastic bag, you get some Lysol wipes, you can disinfect everything after you're done. Take a dump right inside of your truck. As long as you open the windows, you're okay. Of course, everybody knows truckers are already using piss cups. You can see them on the side of the road. Actually, those are piss bottles. I don't know how you can fit your dick inside of those things. I don't mean to be crude, but a lot of these truckers are somehow pissing inside of a Pepsi bottle, 500 milliliter Pepsi bottle. I couldn't even imagine it, really. I watched a trucker today at the Flying J. He let his little Chihuahua take a shit right there in the trucking parking lot. He didn't even pick it up. He just let the dog shit and then walked away. There's something basically wrong with that. See that truck? He cut off the truck that's coming up from behind me. The truck that came up from behind me was riding my was tailgating. Here he comes, ABT tailgater, JB Hunts. Oh, fuck. I guess I better slow down. It's a tough job being a trucker. I don't know how these truckers do it after 10, 20, 30, 40 years of driving, 50 years, some of these guys, 60. Jeez, I said I wasn't going to say anything. We got a lot of traffic all around us. Lots coming up from behind. Looks like somebody's on fire up ahead here. Well, if you're going to be a religious person and practice your religious traditions, you might want to wash your hands. You might want to clean up after yourself. And that goes for all of the religious people out there who want to be pious. Me, I'm not pious. I'm not religious. But I do better than most religious and pious people. I wash my hands and I clean up after myself. I don't bring a dog with me on the road because animals smell, they stink. They don't wipe their ass. So when they take a shit and they sit on the chair beside you, they're wiping their ass on that chair. When they take a piss, they don't shake. They go lay on your bed and they got piss all over your bed now. But they don't mind where they walk. They could be walking all over shit and then bring it into your track that into your truck. So for me, that kind of stuff just doesn't make no sense. If you want to keep a clean truck, for God's sake, don't bring a pet in it. But that's trucking. You know, I had to ask my employer to not slip seat a smoker into this truck because they leave behind a fucking nicotine tar-filled truck that I can't stand the smell of. And it renders me susceptible to secondhand smoke, which we all know causes cancer. And there's a driver shortage. So one time they put a smoker in here who chain smoked for 4 days in here while I was off. And he didn't clean up after himself, and he probably goes to church or something. I don't know how many Muslims smoke cigarettes. I don't know too many Muslims who smoke cigarettes. Hey, look at what we got here. We got Chicago coming up. I know lots of Christians who leave church halfway through to go up for a smoke break. See that sign there? It says exit. The Garmin used to confuse me because I didn't know if it wanted me to take the exit or not. But now I know. If the Garmin doesn't say anything and you see an exit sign, that means don't take the exit. But I am smart. Come into Chicago, you had better go pee first, because it's a long way through it and you can't stop. That's a fail. You fail. You fucking fail. No, we're not allowed to think. We're not allowed to be worried about that kind of stuff. You're not even allowed to think about it. yeah, I would encourage everyone to explore Chicago at Google Street View or Google Earth, whatever you want, whatever you prefer. But it's very interesting to walk up and down these streets. If you're not from Chicago, you get to see how people live. You get to see where they live and what it's like to be in Chicago. It's very interesting. Did you know Chicago is a city that was founded by the Métis people? You don't even know who the Métis people are. Look it up. It's in Wikipedia. But look what it's become now. And did you know Chicago there's a second message. I'm not allowed to check it. It would be against the law to check that. Did you know that the people who built Chicago, you know, the architects, the engineers, the craftspeople like carpenters and the masonry people, they also designed Winnipeg. Cities as far into Canada as Winnipeg. There was lots of room. I could do that without cutting anybody off. Somebody was texting and driving behind me and they didn't see the truck and traffic pull away from them, so it gave me the opportunity to take the lane. So a lot of the same houses and a lot of the same apartment buildings that you see here, you'll find them in Winnipeg. That's where I'm from. I totally wasn't allowed to pour my coffee, but I did. Totally not allowed to drink it either, but I did. I mean, come on. Come on, man. One time I saw this one trucker. I'm gonna tell you a bullshit story here. One trucker, he had it on cruise control, and his feet were up on the dashboard, and he was reading a book while he was driving. That's a bullshit story. I never actually saw that. But I remember my trainer, he was watching porn while he was driving, and he quickly put his phone away when I opened the curtains. See, I'm not allowed to feel any emotion about what that guy just did. That would be distracted driving. No emotion. I'm just supposed to be a robot. An automaton. Automaton. I'm just supposed to be a cyborg. Well, that's part of the reason why you leave so much room. I have to be generous. Because a lot of people, they need help. They need help to drive. They need help out in the public. They need help. So you have to be able to help them. You got to let them in. You can't get mad when they cut you off. We're going uphill a little bit, so the RPMs drop pretty damn fast. Yeah, that's all you do all day long as a professional driver, is help people out. When they merge, right? They're merging. They get all freaked out. They get all freaked out and they slow down. And they're checking their mirrors, wondering what you're going to do. What are you going to do? What's it going to do? And they're running out of lane. And then at the last second, they cut you the fuck right off if you don't slow down for them. Meanwhile, you don't have to slow down for them. You have the right of way. They're the ones that must yield in a merge. I mean, you could be courteous and slow down and let them in. You could take the next lane over and open up the lane so they could merge in. That's very courteous. You don't have to. Nowhere in the driver's manuals anywhere in North America does it say you must take the left lane and allow and yield to the merging lanes. No, if you're merging, you got to yield to the traffic. You don't have the right of way. Look at these two. They had the same idea at the exact same time. What's the chances of that happening? So I'm going to be getting a GoPro soon. That way you'll see what I see. It's not going to be a real GoPro. They're about $500 and I can't really afford that. I have a family. But I'll get one of those reasonable facsimiles for about $200. Should I make a video about how to use the bathroom when using a porta potty? Or is the description of it more than enough for you? This trucker's gonna hit my mirror. See where his steers are? And where his tandems are? He could tell that he was too close to me. He doesn't look Muslim, or I mean, well, you know what I mean. I'm not being racist. I don't believe in race. Middle Eastern, East Indian, Pakistani. Might be a Christian. He looked right at me. I don't know why. I wonder what it's like to be American in the United States of America. Home of the brave and land of the free. Did I say that right? I guess if you snooze, you lose. Well, anyways, when I was dealing with all of that shit from work, I didn't sleep very good. My heart was palpitating in my chest while I was sleeping. It was skipping beats. I was having fucking nightmares. I was pissed off. And then on the second night, I had a little bit of a better sleep. But I was still suffering. I guess I was having anxiety. And you know, when you have anxiety over a lifetime, that's hard on your heart. Because all the tension builds up in your chest and around your back and your shoulders and in your neck. And that's what causes pressure on your heart, and your heart has a harder time to beat. Well, I remember experiencing that as early as 9 years old. Anxiety. It wouldn't let me, my heart wouldn't let me sleep at the age of 8 or 9 because I could hear it beating in my ear. Well, you live a lifetime of that, it's hard on your heart. Ah, shit. How did I get in this lane? Well, we don't got a choice. We got to pull forward. Did you see the modification on that truck? "13 feet 11 inches. We're pushing it. Somebody's gonna let me in. Isn't that nice? I better wave at them. A nice wave. That's what truckers do, right? Isn't that what truckers do? Something else that pissed me off about getting in this truck this trip around was I asked them to use Lysol to clean the truck. So our company hires this cleaning crew to come in and clean our trucks. I don't know what they pay them, but I saw one person come by one time with one single bottle, and it wasn't even a cleaner, it was Armor All. See, Armor All is, for me, is toxic. I have an allergic reaction to the fumes. The fumes burn the inside of my nasal passages. My eyes get itchy, my eyes burn, they start watering, they're itchy, and I need my fucking eyes to drive. So I asked the company, if you're gonna get somebody to clean, tell them to use Lysol, not Armor All. Because Armor All doesn't even clean, it's just a greasy thing that shines everything up, and it doesn't actually do any cleaning at all. There's no cleaning solution in it whatsoever. So for the past 3 days now, I've been having to deal with these fumes. It's not as bad as today. This is the third day. It's not as bad today as it was on the first day, but it's still bad. It still has my eyes burning and itchy, has my nose running. And I don't got the COVID-19 or the Delta variant. I don't have those kinds of symptoms.
Be in the second lane from the right.
Oh, yay. lives here somewhere. He must be about 50 years old by now. I could have been the walrus. It still wouldn't have gotten me a ride. So how do you like my videos so far? I noticed that more and more people are watching them. Not too many people are liking them though. Some are. I guess it's kind of tough to get things started. I saw a video today, or no, last night I watched a video. This one guy, he just got started. He doesn't have that many followers. Seems like a nice enough fellow. I didn't like, share, and subscribe with him, but I think I'll do that. See how that truck pulled away and there was a car in front of it? It's the car in front of that truck that had everyone slowing down.
In 1 kilometer, keep right on I-90.
You gotta watch out for stuff like this. Like they say in Alcoholics Anonymous, more will be revealed. Did I get that from AA or was that from some other cult?
Be in any of the 3 right lanes.
Slow her down. I felt like I was losing it there for a quick second. I could live in Chicago probably. My wife wouldn't be able to handle it though. Neither one of us could even stand Winnipeg. I'm going way too fast here. Gotta get in the slow lane. Slow her down. See that there? I'm going 55, over 55. That truck we passed, he's going over 45, so I got to get in front of him to be in the slow lane. If he wants to go faster than 45, he's going to have to pass me on the left. Oh no, he's slowing down. I can see him in my rear view mirror. When I get my GoPro, you'll be able to see him. You can go that fast if you want, but they're waiting for you down the road. You don't want to be
in any of the
coming
three
through
right
here on
lanes.
the first couple of snowfalls, because holy shit. Trucks are sliding. Even I slid. But I was going slow enough to not lose control. That was in my rookie year as well. First 2 years are pretty well your rookie years. In your first 6 months of driving, you kind of lose you're kind of terrified every day. In your first 6 months. After 6 months, you start to get the hang of it. You're not as terrified, but you are on alert most of the time. The only time you start getting terrified is when you want to pull into a truck stop and park. And you're like, oh Jesus, I gotta park. Coming through here, first couple of days of winter, you're in danger of getting hit or being hit, or sorry, getting hit or hitting somebody. Because getting hit and being hit is the same thing. But I am smart though.
I-94 East.
There's another interesting place to drive through, very similar to this. It's Toronto, but it's also down south. It's in Texas. It's called Houston. Houston takes at least an hour to drive through. Sometimes 4 hours.
Be in either of the 2 right lanes.
Way to go, Ashley.
In 6.5 kilometers, keep left to I-94 East.
I never take the toll road. You know why? I got like 3 families to feed. I'm just kidding. Oh, fuck. Is there kids in that one? Did you drive like that with your kids in there? Tell you what. I'll come through Chicago in the wintertime and I'll show you what it's like. You'll get to see semis with full rigs sliding all over the highway. Everyone else except for me.
In 1.5 kilometers, keep left to I-94 East. Be in either of the 2 left lanes. Continue
Yeah, I had
on
to do that.
I-94.
I had to cut off 2 vehicles in 2 lanes. Because these four-wheelers, they don't let you in. Oh, look, there's a very important person in that car. That's a limousine. The 2 cars behind him is a security detail. Something's going down. Well, that's about it. It's going to be a long one, but a good one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and ask yourself some questions in the comments. If I can, I'll answer for you. I'll give you some answers. War Chief out.